The girl who turned back was over 70 years old. Her name is Mary. Just a short time ago, went to the photo studio to take pictures, but on the bus on the way home, there was a guy who talked to her. Mary thought the guy was teasing her, but in his sunglasses, I could see that I had become more beautiful. When she looked in the window, oh my god, she looked 20 years old again. Being young gave Mary a lot of motivation. Her frozen shoulder had cleared up. Her legs were better. Big jumps, lower backs. It's no big deal. But when I saw an old woman, I felt a sense of emotion. So I thanked God for giving me the opportunity of youth to enjoy life. Then I got myself a Hepburn haircut. I took away the small amount of money I had saved over the years. Just spend and buy. I don't want this and this and this. The small clothes changed more than 40 pieces. Enjoyed the consumption addiction. Although I look like a 20-year-old, but still an old man mentality. This day, I attended a senior party. The old lady on stage is her rival in love. So she got upset and started to sing on stage. Mary was born with a voice that was kissed by an angel. This song touched everyone in the audience, including her grandson, Pete. Then he asked Mary out for the evening. I have a request. You must not refuse. It turned out that Pete wanted to invite himself to join his band. Mary loves her grandson, to help him fulfill his dream, so she agreed to his request. And when she saw the members of the band, the whole person was confused. This is like the blind son of the funeral family. This band can be a hit. Even a sow can be a hit. Mary started to adjust the band. She became the lead singer. And so with Mary in the band, it started to take off. From the street to the stage. One day Mary was spotted by a man on the subway. She got off the train and followed him to a small alley. But the ginger is still the best. The man was caught out. Who are you? Followed me like a puppy in heat. The man said his name was Mike. He's the director of a variety show. He wanted to train her to be a star. It turns out he saw Mary's performance by accident. He was fascinated, but Mary didn't believe him. She turned around and left. How can I let go of such a good voice so easily? This is too strong. And then he was taken away by the police. This old man is actually chasing a 20-year-old girl. His name is John. He's had a crush on Mary, the old lady next door, for years. This day he suspects that his tenant has taken Mary away because Mary's belongings were found in her luggage. At night the girl comes back and sees her dentures. When John came out with a wooden stick, he was puzzled. Then he was beaten up and captured. He ripped the tape and took out the stockings from her mouth. John immediately asked, "What have you done with Mary? Why do you have her stuff here? Come on, look who I really am." John's young memories are becoming clear. The old man was overwhelmed with emotion when he learned of Mary's fate. The next day he sent Mary to the school play. When Mary stood on the stage that she had dreamed of when she was young, the song told her heartbreaking story. When she was young, she left her husband forever. Her lover died in the war to raise her son, eating other people's leftovers. She didn't know how much she had to suffer. Finally, my son had a successful career, and she grew old. A song sings all the changes in the world, moved everyone. The show was a great success. She bumped into Mike backstage. He was the director of the show. Mike recognized her strength. He sent her straight to the final. Hearing that his grandson was one step closer to his musical dream, he gave her a customary pat. Pete felt a sense of affection. Everyone went to the beach to celebrate. The young dressed John also looked so cute. He pointed ahead. The waves sparked his young spirit. Mary was drowning while playing. It was Mike who rescued her. This act touched Mary's heart and made her fall in love. Just then she looked down at the top of her foot. The area around the wound she had just cut had aged. It turns out that bleeding rapidly ages. Afraid of being discovered, John carefully helped Mary to treat the wound. His daughter saw this scene. The daughter was afraid that her father's life would be ruined. Mary was kicked out of the house. Homeless, Mary had to go to Mike's house to stay overnight. The two of them had a romantic little wine. Mike also expressed his love. When he offered to get together with Mary, he was rejected. Although Mary is also very excited, but still afraid to take this step. Then the old driver put down the young man, humming the lullaby he sang while taking care of his son. After the band's tireless efforts, the band won the recognition of the TV station, inviting them to a bigger and more meaningful show. This opportunity was enough to make them famous, and the relationship with Mike was on its way to a brighter future. He gave himself a hairpin to wear on his head, the little blue flower on it, the beautiful sweet flower and missed double, a soft kiss on the way out. The beauty is hidden in the painting. Finally, the day of the show came, but the traffic jam caused Pete to be late. He had to ride his bicycle all the way. At a corner, he was hit by a truck. Mary got the news through the hospital. She still had to perform on stage. She wanted to replace her grandson to fulfill his dream of music. This time there was less Pete, but with more responsibility and growth. She understood that this was her last song. On the other hand, Pete needed a rare blood type to be rescued, but Grandma was the only one in the family with that blood type. Mary rushed to donate blood, out of breath. John was there to stop it. If you take blood, you'll get old. Her dry body was disliked. Between her youthful dreams and her grandchildren, Mary chose family, because no dream is more important than the life of her grandson. The son recognized the girl as his mother. His mother had spent her life raising him. After all her hard work, she was dying. This is the son's debt to her life. He begged his mother to live for him once more, to make up for the regret of his life, but Mary refused. In the corridor, mother and son embraced each other tightly. The tears in their smiles were touching. Mary was slowly pushed away. The blood flowed down the hose into her grandson's body, like a continuation of youth. A year later, Pete was a famous musician, and Mary was a woman in her 70s. She looked at the man whose heart she had once loved, with regret and unspoken sadness. With only the blue hairpin he gave her to keep her company in her old age.